Yeah, today definitely is Fat Tuesday. That shows you how I have not been focused on my religious adventures lately. My faith is weak right now. I got to get my ass to confession. That's what I got to do. There's no question.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station, anywhere. I will fight you in the street. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Here we go. It is another day. A daily podcast getting you caught up on the news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. That's how you describe the Eric Zane Show podcast. With a lot to get to today. Anyway, still recovering from girl power in here at the Eric Zane Show podcast. Last night, I was joined by the ultra-dynamic tandem of Jamie and Megan from Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. And I'm like, oh, God, they're just killing me. These two get in here. They kind of like take over the studio. I haven't published that, but I will later on today. So, yeah, still recovering from that. You know, that dominated by those two, and then they leave, dominated by Diana. Watched a little bit of The Voice last night. I freaking love that show. You got the new kid on there from the Jonas Brothers, who I had no idea he was as talented as he is. I really like that guy. I'm not sure which one he is. He's like 55 years old now, it seems. You got Blake Shelton. You got John Legend now. Blake Shelton's, who wasn't he dating that chick who's like 90 years old, but she looks like she's 18 because she puts on all the makeup. What's her name? She's in a band called No Questions or something. Who is that? Who is she? Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stefani. That's who it is. And then you got what's the other chick's name? Fat Carrie Underwood. Who is she? Oh, damn it. Wasn't she on American Idol? I don't know. Anyway, I love them. I love it so much. I don't even know who's on that show. The idea that their backs are to the singers, and they gotta, you have to win them over with your voice, and then you turn around and it might be somebody who looks hideous. Imagine if there's someone on the stage who's so terrible at singing, or so butt ugly that the producers, are trying to like drop hints to the four. Don't turn around. Don't do it. She's got 6 eyes and an arm coming out of her face. Don't do it. There was some kid on there yesterday who was just struggling. Oh, she was warbling some garbage song out, and you knew the second she started singing that she was not going to make it. And when they go, they like actually gave a backstory so that you get invested in them. And she's talking about how she struggles, and this is what she does, and single mom. And you're like, oh, I want her to win. And then she starts singing like, oh, I don't want her to win. She stinks. Great show. Great show. Coronavirus. So, damn it. This is the day where the stock market crashed yesterday, pretty much, dropped 1,000 points over fears of the virus as it spread to different parts of the world. Italy, there are cases in the hundreds still, but they're growing quite quickly. Apparently, China has leveled off. At least that's what they're telling us. The thing about this disease or this virus that everybody is freaking out about, once you get it, you're not going. It doesn't mean you're dead. It means you're sick, like any other illness. I guess it could kill you. Obviously, there's a number of people that have died, but this panic is so unfounded. I mean, it's making people sick, but it isn't like half the world is dead. If you have if there's 100,000 people who have been infected, and 1,000 have died, that's still not bad. I mean, that's pretty low, isn't it? If you said, yeah, okay, 100,000 people are going to get cancer today, and 99,000 of them are going to be cured, you'd be like, fuck yes, man, we got cancer on the run. So, I mean, people need to quit losing their shit. Now, what needs to happen for the Earth to lose its shit is if a virus is out there, like in the movie I Am Legend, where it turns you into like a super strong, crazy zombie who can only come out at night. Now we're talking a panic. But, you know, there's a handful of Americans who are getting ready to dive into their underground fear bunkers because of this, and it's really not necessary. There's no real reason. It's going to make you a little sick. No big deal. Especially here in the U.S., where healthcare is the best there is. I mean, it might be expensive, but you get what I'm saying, don't you? There are people that exist like that. I hope you realize, who actually do have a fear bunker, which I love the idea of a fear bunker, and I've talked about this before. You can actually purchase an underground home. And what they do is you can go online and look at the one you want, and you buy it. And you can get a small one or a large one. And the large ones are like an underground community. Let's say like up at Grayling, I bought that 10 acres of property off my dad, which was dirt cheap, by the way. And if I wanted to, I could hire this company to dig a gigantic hole in the ground, drop one of these structures into it, connect it all together, and then bury it. And then there's one way to get in. There's like a little manhole cover that you get in. I'm not kidding you. You got to look these up. In fact, I'll link it up in the podcast, unless they went out of the business since out of business since the last time I spoke of it. And it's like awesome, and I love the idea of it, except, you know, it would be during a time when there's unrest and the world is about to implode and you just want to live for another couple of years underground. But, yeah, and what they do is they actually, so that no one knows that you have the fear bunker, is the people that you buy it from, and they're pricey, they bring in their own contractors from, like, another state to like, bury it, because you don't want anybody to know. You want secrecy. So, you know, if you were to make a fear bunker and then have Paul's Excavating in the next town over install your fear bunker, well, then Paul's going to know it when there's a nuclear war, and he's going to be banging on your door of your fear bunker to get in there, and then you're going to have to shoot Paul in the face. Nobody wants that. All right. So that virus is causing all the markets to go ape shit. But life continues as usual. I had some blood drawn yesterday, and I had been fasting for it. This is how busy I was yesterday. First of all, let me quickly mention that thank you to those who are enjoying the show on Facebook, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, fixing domestic, Asian, BMWs, Minis, and now Mercedes. I just found that out at Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids. Twitter, brought to you by number one managed IT service provider in all of West Michigan, Blue Frost IT. Find me on Twitter at Eric Zane Show. That's two of the other places where people are watching the podcast. Also on YouTube. I said Alcho. You can watch on my YouTube channel. Just search Eric Zane Show on there. And Instagram is brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Search Eric Zane Show on Instagram and follow me and all that shit. I'm a social butterfly. So yesterday is a day to get my blood drawn. I've got a physical coming up tomorrow. I haven't had one in a couple of years. This past year I had, that's a long story why I didn't get one, but I'm getting one now. So it's time to go give blood. And I've got a 1:15 appointment scheduled. It's 5 minutes from my house. All you got to do is fast like I do every day, and then out the door. And then, lo and behold, I got so busy here doing stuff because yesterday I put out I recorded about 4 hours of material and published almost all of it. And so I was so wound up in what I was doing here. All of a sudden, it's 2 o'clock. I have blown through the time. I have missed my window of opportunity to get my blood tested. That's going to throw everything out of whack. Oh, my God, what the hell am I going to do? I called up and I said, look, this is what happened. I'm still fasting. I haven't eaten since 10 o'clock last night, 9 o'clock last night, the previous night. Can I come in? I'm not going to hear her like she's like, got me by the balls. She's like, uh-huh. Okay, you're one of these. The world revolves around you, doesn't it? She's thinking. And I'm just sitting there patiently trying to be nice. Kindly, Brontosaurus. And she says, okay, how far away are you? I go, 5 minutes. She goes, can you be here? Can you do it 2:15? I go, absolutely. On my way right now. Drop everything. I get there. Check in. Sit down in the waiting room. I look down. I notice my zipper's wide open. I wear underwear. Don't worry. It wasn't like my hog was falling out. Like, oh, this is terrible. I go to zip it up. I zip it up, and then it felt weird. Something was wrong. I look again. The zipper's still open. The zipper's busted. I have busted the zipper. I only have like 2 or 3 pair of jeans, so now this is bad news. I've had this pair of jeans for probably 10 years. Like, oh, man, this is like my go-to pair. Extra tight. Shows the moose knuckle like you wouldn't believe. I'm going down swinging, still wearing a 30-30, though I probably could stand to use like a 36-30. That probably explains why the zipper busted. Damn it! This is not good. So, what am I going to do? I sit there, and it's like half an hour goes by. I'm like, what is going on with this? With this? How come I'm not in there giving my blood? And finally, the door opens up, and lady who's taking the blood, what are they called? Fembot? What is that again? Not Fembot. That's from Austin Powers. Phlebotomist. Fembot. She's got guns on her nipples, and she's going to shoot me. I sit down, and, I'm trying to make it so that my zipper, she can't see the open zipper. I'm like, leave it to me. This would only happen to me. I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast with the crew. And she's all business. And she goes, have you been fasting? And this is at like 2 o'clock. So she thinks that she's a little bit not convinced. She's not convinced that I've been fasting. She goes, have you been fasting? I go, yep. She goes, when was the last time you had something to eat? I go, I had some ice cream at 9 or 10 last night. She goes, you've been going that long without food? I go, yeah. I go, I try to make this a habit every day where I go a long period of time, 14 to 16 hours without eating. She goes, intermittent fasting. I go, yeah. Yep, I feel fine. She goes, oh, boy, not me. So now she's convinced. I've talked her off the ledge. I was waiting for her to, like, say you're lying, and take the thing and just stab it right into my arm. I get so anxious when it comes to giving blood. My God, do I hate that. And it's so not a big deal. She puts the tourniquet on. I can smell the rubbing alcohol on the arm. My veins have always been very prominent, so she's going to have an easy time. She's got to be a dummy not to be able to get it in there first strike. She has no problem. She goes, okay, loosen your fist. Now, when she sticks it in there, it does hurt for a millisecond. It so is not a big deal, but yet I'm freaking out all the time. I'm like sweating. I'm like, stop it. What is wrong with you? Takes the blood. Zipper's wide open the whole time. I'm waiting for her to say, what is this? Are you sexually harassing me? And I'm like, no, look at you. I would never dream of that. So that was probably unnecessary to say. So, all right, no big deal. I try to, like, keep my arm over my crotch in a weird way. I'm, like, angling it down there while she's taking the blood. I'm leaning in an odd way, trying to put my shirt over it. Still not sure if she saw it. Ended up working out. Off I go. Tomorrow's the physical. Now, the last time I got the physical, it was with the female doc who's like really attractive. And that's the first time that has ever happened where she does the thing and she checks your balls. And that was actually wasn't bad. I was afraid that it was going to be so awkward, but she is all business. What a pro. But I'm back to the dude now, who I've known forever, and he's gonna take care. He's gonna handle my clock weights tomorrow. I'm sure that's gonna result. There was one time in particular, I remember I got a physical, when the doc handled my clock weights, and for some reason, I almost passed out, and he knew it too because I guess I turned gray, and he goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Oh yeah." And then I got kind of like wobbly, like I just experienced some type of like I slammed my head onto the ground or something. I had some deep concussion. You better sit down. So I'm sitting there with my pants down, sitting on that crinkly paper, leaving a ball smudge. Had to sit there for. Why don't you put your pants back on and sit there for a little while? Let everything get back to work the way. I'm like, oh, God. We better call your wife. Oh, come on. There is a matinee drive game today at 11 a.m., so there is a slight schedule change. Normally, I finish up the free podcast and then out the door. I should say then I do the Patreon podcast shortly thereafter. Not going to be the case today. More than likely, I should say. More than likely, I'll finish this up, get this free podcast published on the audio at ericzaneshow.com, all the podcasting apps. And then I'll have to do the game and come back, more than likely, and do the Patreon. No big deal, though. No big deal. Just letting you know now. I know you people like to be informed. That is all good. All right. Coming up next, I have to tell you about the kid who took the bath in the sink. Remember, Paul Cash was his name. He was right around here in beautiful Greenville, Michigan. And this is like a week and a half ago. Everybody went ape shit. It was a viral sensation, that story. The kid is getting death threats. 19-year-old Paul Cash. We'll hear from him next. But the Open is brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. You can reach out to Mario at 231-332-6505. There's a sign over my shoulder until it falls down. I've been having an issue where that two-sided sticky stuff that you put on the signs, it stinks. And then periodically throughout the show, the signs will fall. So what you could do is you could take a bet as to when they're going to fall. Typically, the Van Dyke Mortgage one falls and the Irvine's Auto Repair falls. So you'll know it. You'll see it on the video. If you're listening to the podcast, you'll hear a thunk. That's what's happening. It's always Mario's sign, to be sure. I don't know why. I hope that isn't like an omen or something like that. Well, Mario's desk number is 231-332-6505, and you've been reaching out to him, and that is very, very cool. Either a refi or your first mortgage. It's sometimes a struggle when you're paying rent. You're just throwing money at a slumlord. Screw that. Go get a mortgage, man. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Truth be told, some of you can't. So I'm telling you that you can't. For a few of you. For now. For a little bit of time. Just a small percentage of you. And that's just because shit happens. You don't need to be embarrassed or feel bad about that. If that does happen, what you do is you get working with Mario, and man, this guy is going to hold your hand and make sure that you do get a mortgage. He really, really cares. I spent a lot of time talking to Mario and his crew about what they do there, and because there's a couple other things we were working on the side too, and because they work very closely with the West Michigan Ironmen, and so I've had a lot of conversations with Mario. And I really like those folks. It's just a great, great matchup that has worked out very, very well. So call them. Call Mario at his desk, 231-332-6505. He will help you out. The managed IT service provider for the show, Blue Frost IT. As I said, they're sponsoring me on Twitter. If you're watching me on the Periscope videos, thank them. They're paying for it. BlueFrostIT.com. Their number, 616-200-8550, the number one with a bullet. Managed IT service provider in all of West Michigan. Boots on the ground, local business. If you want your business to run smoothly, you need an IT department at your beck and call, okay? And that's what Blue Frost IT does. Most places have that in place right now. If you don't, you're missing out, so you got to call. What I mean by missing out is when you get in the weeds, what are you going to do? Shut your business down? What if you have a small mom-and-pop restaurant and you're dependent on the IT, the computers, everything, all that stuff that you use to make transactions? If that goes kablooey or you could get infected with something that you shouldn't have, who are you going to call? You going to take your stupid rig to Best Buy? No. Come on. Yeah, we'll get your computer back to you in 3 months after we send it to Kansas. 616-200-8550. Paul Cash was a 19-year-old dude up in Greenville. I don't know what the hell those people were thinking. They're like, Paul, go ahead and get in the sink. Yeah, Paul, sometimes not the clearest thinker in the world. He had that job. He ended up getting fired for it. Everybody saw the video of him taking off his clothes and getting in the freaking sink where they wash the stuff, like the pans and whatnot, the big industrial-sized sink. Him sitting in there, and they go, now wash up. Now, as far as videos go, this is a pretty tame one. There wasn't a whole lot to it. I don't think it was so stupid. It wasn't even outrageous. It was just dumb to see some dopey kid sitting there in the sink. So the shit hit the fan. The health department in Greenville walks in. Now, I mean, the Greenville health department, they probably just walk in. They say, oh, yeah, whatever. We don't care. It looks good. Smell you later. No big deal. But, the damage was done. Wendy's fired him. But when I heard he was getting death threats, I'm like, what? Why would you want to kill the kid? Who is making death threats on this kid? He spoke to Fox 17. This is Paul Cash.
First at 4, the West Michigan teen recorded taking a bath in a Wendy's sink is now sharing his side of the story with Fox 17.
Yeah, we showed you the video last week, and since then it has gotten national attention. Our Michael Martin talked to that teen today. Michael.
Yeah, Doug, Angeline, you've probably seen it by now. This video of 19-year-old Paul Cash taking a bubble bath in the Greenville Wendy's kitchen, shot about 2 weeks ago. And he says since then, in addition to losing his job, he's taken a beating online and even received death threats. But after sitting down with Cash today, it's clear he wants to turn this unexpected situation into a positive growing experience. By now, this video of Paul Cash in a Wendy's kitchen sink in Greenville has made it to almost every corner of the internet, turning life for the 19-year-old into a whirlwind of internet notoriety and rumor.
I am Paul Cash, and I'm the Wendy's bath kid.
We sat down with Cash Friday afternoon to
stoner laugh. Doesn't look like a stoner. Definitely a stoner laugh. The thing is, though, he's not a kid. He's 19 years old.
hear how the last 2 weeks since he posted the video have been from his perspective.
I like to see other people happy, and it just kind of hurts the soul to know that people don't really like me that much.
Cash posted the video to his TikTok after a friend shot it during a slow Sunday shift at the restaurant.
Yeah, it was like, hey, this might be funny, and I was like, okay.
Just trying to make his coworkers laugh, he says he didn't realize at the time the repercussions that would follow.
The next day,
Cash is the type of guy that he'll do anything. He's lucky that his friends only said, get in the sink and take a bubble bath. Because he seems like the type of guy who, if he's always wanted to get a laugh, he would. Those guys that he worked with needed to amp it up and say, hey, why don't you take your hand and stick it in the fryer? We'll shoot video of that. We're really going to make you famous.
Manager
okay.
found it and then immediately went to, them talking about if I was going to be suspended or fired. I fell asleep at like 6 p.m., took a nap, and then woke up at like 11 to my friend calling me saying, hey, you're on the news. And I was like, what?
Showing somebody bathing inside an industrial sink in
The first one I actually saw was Fox 17.
Pretty soon, the video was everywhere.
I heard a lot of rumors, saying, oh my gosh, you got fired? And then they called me and said I was fired. I was like, I guess so.
But he doesn't hold it against the restaurant.
I still think they have the best nuggets out of any fast food place.
The day after the video was shared, the Montcalm County Health Department investigated, but no citations were issued.
The next day,
you'd have to. You could walk in there and, squirt a skunk's ass and they wouldn't care. I mean, come on, it's Montcalm County.
It's like, okay, it's kind of calming down. And then it just
there's a dead raccoon in the corner. Pass.
didn't. The first place I went to, I received death threats.
But Cash has decided to make the most out of a bad situation, crediting his father with helping him through it.
He's, been
He's in prison, but he had a lot of good things to say.
just telling me keep it up, and if you look at a positive outcome, then you're going to receive a
I
positive
was talking to him through glass.
outcome. And if you sit there and look at all the messages and just think, oh, maybe these people are right, maybe I'm such a bad person, then
Well, he's right there. I mean, hell, every time I looked at the old Infiltrated with Assholes Reddit page, I know I felt pretty terrible about myself. So I'm with you, Paul.
just gonna, not gonna be able to live your life the way that you want it.
And despite the barrage of negative comments he's so far received,
I'm, trying to make the best of it, looking at career options, trying to better myself. I can guarantee you right now, this is probably the dumbest mistake I've ever made, but I would like to see half those people's dumbest mistakes they've ever
There you
made.
go.
and to
Hey,
answer
listen to that. Not bad at all.
the question everyone who sees the video seems to have,
I wasn't naked. Let me tell you that. I had shorts on.
It doesn't matter.
So spending some time with
It's still your ball juice is in the water, but who cares? They're not making the food in the sink, and it's a Montcalm County restaurant, so it's not like it would matter. I mean, first of all, the people in Montcalm County are hardy folk. They're used to getting tainted food supplies and water supplies, so this is no big deal. Even if you had no shorts on, and then they ended up battering the nuggets in the sink, it would have made those people stronger. You help the community with your balls.
him this afternoon. I can tell you guys, he's got a real solid outlook on all this unexpected internet fame. Really a good kid. He admits his mistake, but is just asking people to move on and stop with the death threats.
Yeah.
He's eager to find a career path, considering something in the broadcasting or entertainment field.
No,
For now,
now that would be your biggest mistake in the world, getting into broadcasting. What?
live in the studio,
No, don't do that. Do not go
Michael
into
Martin,
broadcasting.
Fox 17 News.
Imagine, I'm thinking about working for insert giant radio company here. They're hiring. Yeah, I was told that I can make $3 less than minimum wage. I have to pay for parking. I'm not allowed to I'm not allowed to drink any water there, and there's a 99% chance that I'm going to get fired in 1 hour. Sounds very glorious. Don't do it. All right, this damn story. Man, this one got me. I've often wondered if I would probably do the same thing. Whenever you hear about a kid passing away and he donates his heart, or any person passing away and their heart is donated to a recipient, and their heart is put into someone else's body, and then they show the moment where the families like unite, and they put the ear on the alive person's chest to hear the heart. Oh, that would be me, knowing that someone I love's, let's say it was, God forbid, one of my immediate family. I could then hear their heart alive in their chest. Would be just too much. I mean, seriously. Kind of happened. Actually, it happened once. John Reed is the dad, and his son, Dakota, a 16-year-old, passed away in 2019. They donated his organs, and, the heart went to a person, and that person is now living right now, and everything is good, and the person's recovered from surgery, and this kid's heart lives on. Well, holy shit, man! what you got to hear is this is not a long clip, but this is the what has happened was the family of the person who is now alive with his son's heart in him decided to send the father, the grieving father, a gift. And you ever go to like Build-A-Bear and you can put like a message in the, like record a message and then you squeeze the bear's paw and then it says, I love you. The family of the person who is alive went to a cardiologist to get the heart checked, and they're like, man, this 16-year-old was strong as hell. This new heart you have is great. And you could hear it going boom, 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 boom. The family, listen to this. They got that recording of the heart, and then they went to Build-A-Bear, and then they took that audio clip, and they put it and converted it into the thing, and they sewed it into the heart spot of the bear, and then they mail it to the dad here. And here he is opening the damn thing up, and he reads it. It says, squeeze the paw, and he squeezes the paw, and he hears who it's from. So, I mean, he hears the heart. Oh, dude, check this out. This is so incredible. Okay, this is Dad. At this point, he's making a lot of noise. He's getting out his keys. He's got his pocket knife. He's opening the package that's arrived in the mail. People who are shooting video are in on it, but he's been a mess ever since his sweet son had passed away, so he's not really sure what's going on, but there's a letter inside and that explains what happened. Ow. Rest in peace to my ears. I'm going to need an ear transplant after that.
Yeah, definitely. We prefer to give it to you in person, but not sure when.
Okay, Dad, I think is hard of hearing, and he's crying, so it's hard to understand what he's saying as he's reading it.
That would happen. As you know, for the 1 year checkup this past week. While we were there, the staff put Tough Medical had posted who ordered. They made arrangements.
I'm really regretting putting this on the podcast because my ears keep hurting. And all I hear is this guy talking, and I can't understand. Now, when I post it, there's they put subtitles under it. So you can cry appropriately instead of wonder what the hell this guy is saying when you watch it.
With the echocardiogram team.
Ah, God. Stop making so much noise.
Aww.
Okay. Okay, now Dad's crying.
Aww.
Because heartbeat on this arm, you press the pause.
Press the pause is what he said. And none of you people better be making fun of the way this fucking deaf, sad guy talks. I will beat the shit out of you in the street if you cut it out.
Weird heartbeat.
Hold on, let me back up. Make sure you got that.
Because heartbeat on this arm, you press the pause. Weird heartbeat.
Assholes. I know some of you. Hell, Tom from Gun Lake, I know you're laughing at the way that guy talks, you stupid dick.
Aww.
Okay, now you're going to hear it. There it is. This poor deaf, sad guy is sitting there crying his eyes out now as he's holding that bear to his ear. Way to go, you idiots. I know what you're up to. I know what you did. You wrecked that story somehow. You sons of bitches. Anyway, I'll link that up in the comments of the podcast. You can check it out for yourself. In more sad news, Michael Jordan spoke at Kobe Bryant's memorial. You know, all the Kobe things, it's been going on for a month now. It's lost its luster for me because it's a month-old story, so I'm like, eh. But then I heard Michael Jordan speak, and he really, really did a hell of a job. This is the last couple of bits of the clip of Michael Jordan speaking about Kobe Bryant. He kind of got to me too. He got to me late when he's talking about live in the now.
And I admired him because his passion, you rarely see someone who's looking and trying to improve each and every day, not just in sports, but as a parent, as a husband. I am inspired.
Well, he could only get better. If you remember the whole thing with that chick in the Colorado hotel room, you better improve off of that. Jeez. Okay, hang on a second.
And
I'm screwing everything up.
And 30, who just became about what he's done and what he shared with Vanessa and what he's shared with his kids. I have a daughter who's 30 who just became a grandparent. And I have 2 twins. I have twins at 6.
It's not about you, Michael. By the way, he looks great. I think he could make another comeback.
I can't wait to get home to become a girl dad and to hug them and to see the love and the smiles that they bring to us as parents. He taught me that just by looking at this tonight, looking at how he responded and reacted with the people that he actually loved. These are the things that we will continue to learn from Kobe Bryant. To Vanessa, Natalia.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Never before has a person been accused of something as terrible as that. You know, and people are like, yeah, well, he wasn't convicted. That doesn't matter in this day and age. It does not matter. Most of the time, all you need is an accusation in public opinion, and you're done. And I still marvel at how nothing matters about that. And you look at the interview with Gayle King when she just asked the question, and she was almost like dragged out in the street and beaten.
Bianca, Capri, my wife and I will keep you close in our hearts and our prayers. We will always be here for you, always. I also want to offer our condolences and support to all the families affected by this enormous tragedy. Kobe gave every last ounce of himself to whatever he was doing. After basketball, he showed a creative side to himself that I didn't think any of us knew he had. In retirement, he seemed so happy. He found new passions, and he continued to give back as a coach in his community. More importantly, he was an amazing dad, amazing husband, who dedicated himself to his family and who loved his daughters.
Okay, but he needs to be accurate. After the Colorado incident, then he dedicated himself to his family. I mean, if we're gonna be honest here, you might as well just say it. Michael needed to say after that incident in Colorado, when he cheated on his wife, then he dedicated himself to his family. After getting his ass kicked by his wife and his mother-in-law, and paying buying his mother-in-law a new house, he was then very, very dedicated to his wife and his family. Before that, not so much.
With all his heart. Kobe never left anything on the court. And I think that's what he would want for us to do. No one knows how much time we have. That's why we must live in the moment. We must enjoy the moment. We must reach and see and spend as much time as we can with our families and friends and the people that we absolutely love. To live in the moment means to enjoy each and every one that we come in contact with.
Everyone? Everyone, really?
When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died. And as I look in this arena and across the globe.
By the way, he was a sobbing mess. I give him credit to be able to maintain that much composure while his eyes are filled with tears, and he actually had booger under his nose that he did not wipe. And I'm like, how could you resist the urge to not wipe the booger?
So you died, or else you wouldn't be here. Those are the memories that we have to live with and we learn from. I promise you, from this day forward, I will live with the memories of knowing that I had a little brother that I tried to help in every way I could. Please rest in peace, little brother.
There you go. MJ crushes it. Coming up next, what would you do if you bought a house and you were going to renovate it, and then you, whatever, go to work and come back and the house is destroyed because a wrecking crew was on the street and they destroyed the wrong house. That actually happened. But first off, a quick word for JM Synthetics. They sell AMSOIL. AMSOIL invented synthetic motor oil. You work on your stuff, you're doing oil changes, you're putting oil into your vehicles or your RVs or your boats, whatever it is. AMSOIL, that's what you need to buy. JM Synthetics, they sell it. Get to their website by going to ericzaneshow.com. Click on the JM Synthetics logo in the sponsor scroll. The lower sponsor scroll, you cannot miss it. JM Synthetics, selling AMSOIL products. Thank you to them. Johnson's Carpet One is where I want you to get all the stuff when you're getting ready to install your carpet with Bennett Flooring Installation. You go to Johnson's, deal with those experts, and get whatever you need. Laminate, tile, carpeting, hardwood, all there. Johnson's Carpet One, online at johnsoncarpet1granville.com. Right there on Chicago Drive. Can't miss it, across the street from Strider's. Been there for years and years and years. Go in, talk to the experts about what you need, what type of flooring you need on the floor, or what you need in your home, I should say, with Johnson's Carpet One, key sponsor of the Eric St. Show podcast. As is Henry Steffes, the Steffes Group. Online at thesteffesgroup.com. If you're thinking about buying a home, check out Henry's listings or call him up about listing your home. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. For something as important as this and as intricate, you need to put your home in front of several people and see what they think about it. Go ahead, interview a couple of people who you know, your cousin, your friend, whatever it may be, but do call Henry Steffes at the Steffes Group. You can get to his page by going to mineericzaneshow.com and just going directly to thesteffesgroup.com. Thank you, Henry. A guy buys a home. It's a 100-year-old home, and it's been in an old neighborhood forever. It looks fine. I saw the picture. I saw the before picture, and I saw the after picture. The after picture, it's been destroyed by a bulldozer. No idea how this could happen. The company that raises the homes in this community, they claim they have never made this mistake ever. But a dude bought the home, and he's like, yep, it's got sentimental value to me because he knew the person. He didn't buy the home. It was willed to him. And so he's looking to turn this thing around and renovate this old house, 100-year-old home. No more. They tore the thing to the ground.
All new this morning, a major mix-up in Dallas. You're looking at what's left of a 1920s home that was demolished by mistake.
That's a big oops. This is in the 5500 block of Richard Avenue in the Vickery Place neighborhood near Lower Greenville.
Jennifer Lindgren is there. So, Jen, how does something like this happen?
Well, the bulldozer comes here and runs over the house. That's pretty much it. And then all the shit's on the ground. Back to you.
Yeah, Karen, that's what the owner of this property wants to know. He had plans to fix up this 97-year-old home. Now you can see it's just a pile of wood. Jeremy Winninger says he was shocked when he got the phone call that a demolition crew was knocking down what neighbors knew as the Pink House. Winninger lives in California, but he is from Dallas, and the home was left to him by the woman who used to live here, who passed away 3 years ago. He says he felt helpless when he learned the demolition crew, slated to tear down another home on Richard Avenue, had the wrong address. His neighbors say it happened quickly on Wednesday.
I got a call from my neighbor who lived across the alley from the house, and he said they're tearing down a perfectly good house. Do you know what's going on? and then he sent me the picture.
So I was pulling up just as the bulldozer and the, I guess, wrecking crew was getting out of here, so didn't think much of it, just saw, you know, another permanent demolition in the neighborhood.
Well, we saw the demolition company working on another property a few blocks down this morning. The owner of JR's Demolition, Bobby Lindemood, tells me the company does a lot of work in this area and on Richard Avenue. He says the home at 5532 Richard was stripped of plumbing and electrical. The gas meter was gone and the curb address was covered up by water and debris.
Okay. So, that's his excuse. Now, if you're in the business of making sure that, if you're in the business of demolition, I would think that rule number one, and the reason why you've never done this in the past is because you double and triple checked that you had the right house, you know? Oh, well, how the hell did this fall through the cracks on this one? The excuse is, well, it looked like there was no electrical or plumbing. Well, that doesn't mean anything because maybe they're redoing the electrical and the plumbing. Well, there was no gas meter. Well, maybe they needed a new one. Those three things should not affect whether or not you tear down the house. Is the first thing you look at to see if there's a gas meter, or is the first thing you do is look to see that this is, in fact, where the house is? You can look at a survey map and determine what the addresses are. And if the address that you're looking for is obscured or you can't see it on the curb, can't you deduce it by looking around the other addresses on here to see if it lines up? You know, there's always a sequence. How the fuck did you manage to do this? How the hell?
He also says he's been in business for over 35 years, and after 50,000 plus structure demolitions, he says this is the first incident where the wrong structure was demolished. We made a mistake and we thought we had the right property. We spoke with the new owner of the property who acquired it in 2019 and will be working with him toward a resolution.
Translation, paying him in full plus.
Now, the owner of the house who I did talk to this morning says he does not want a new home on this property, that the one that was here had sentimental value, and he hopes that they can all come to a resolution that honors that.
I think it's I think what he needs to do is he needs to say, well, what you need to do is you need to put rebuild the house. I know they just said that, but make it so that it's exactly like it was. In fact, you need to take all the old materials and make them perfect. Somehow you need to do it. You need to well, obviously that's not going to work. But seriously, what the hell? What would make it happy for you if you don't want another house there? You now own a piece of property, and you wanted to work on that house because you love old homes or whatever. You always loved that home, whatever it may be. And now it's down. I mean, that, I don't know if you can put a price on that. This guy's going to get paid. And I think he should. The stupid bastards, 50,000 homes we've torn down over the years, and never once has this ever happened. Well, guess what? It happened. It's kind of like you say you suck one pecker. You're a pecker sucker for life. All right. So there's a new viral trend going around that I don't know if Jennifer Lopez intended it to go the way it has. But women are taking it and running with it. On Instagram the other day, 50-year-old Jennifer Lopez posted a picture of herself, and she is, she's really quite a marvel to look at in terms of her body. It is, she's really powerful. And she's got this kind of like look on her face where she's just, she's not smiling or anything, but she's got these huge boobs, and her waist goes in ideally, and she has a flat tummy, looks to be like washboard abs, and then what looks to be like powerful hips. Like if she wrapped her legs around you, she'd cut you in half. It's really intimidating, frankly. I think it's more intimidating than it is hot because she looks like an Olympic sprinter or something like that with giant knockers. And her hair's all up in a bun, and I mean it's she looks like she's about 23, a world-class athlete. It's that type of exceptional picture. Okay, I get it. That's part of her brand and her makeup, and I actually do like it when I see older people who have that type of ridiculously in shape body, because that leaves a little bit of hope because her and I are like the same age. So, if she can do it now, of course, she has a lot of, maybe a little bit more at her disposal in terms of, I guess, I don't want to say time because I don't know how busy she is, but she has a lot more of opportunities to train, and that's when you're a dancer and a singer, you better be in shape, because if you look like shit, people aren't going to like you anymore. You better, that's your meal ticket, okay? So she posted that, and I don't know what the hell happened, but the world's moms have decided to do the same thing, and the results are horrible, because every woman who should not be posting pictures in that type of gear are doing the same damn thing. I see this lady who, she actually looks good also, Maria Kang Fitness. She posted a picture of herself in the bathroom, and her husband's behind her. The bathroom's a mess, looks like my bathroom, and he's brushing his teeth. But looks like she's in shape, too. She looks great. So, all right, good for Maria Kang Fitness. And you scroll down a little more, and then, uh-oh. What are you doing? Looks like get_fit_with_V posted a picture. And, I don't know, it's looking a little rough. Oh, no. And then it continues with this chick, you can see this horrible C-section scar. And she's got this huge, ridiculously tacky tattoo of like a butterfly with a dick, it appears, on her tummy. And this massive scar. If this chick sneezes, her uterus is going to fly out of this wound that is clearly visible on her belly. And I thought that C-section scars were supposed to go horizontally, not vertically. I don't know what happened there, man. Maybe she got like the C-section in like Honduras or something, but it looks bad. So I guess what I'm getting at is, I sincerely hope people stop doing what Jennifer Lopez did. I think what they need to do is they need to look at Jennifer Lopez, and if they don't look anything like Jennifer Lopez in body, to not post those pictures. I am sick and tired of people saying, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Here you go, world. Look at my C-section scar. I am all in support of people that are comfortable in their own skin. But you know who is not comfortable with your skin? Me and everyone else. Because no one wants to see where the staples were, you stupid asshole. My God. Women, stop taking pictures of you almost nude unless you look like Jennifer Lopez. Please. I don't think Jennifer Lopez, when she did this because she wanted to empower women. Of course, she's saying that now because that's good for business. But there is no way in hell that Jennifer Lopez said, this is for the girls. Nuh-uh. She was doing that for the boys. She was doing that to show that a 50-year-old lady can look like she's 22. That's the only reason why Jennifer Lopez did that. And so I think it's great that she did do that. But all these other ladies who look like shit with, polyps hanging off of their abdomen cannot be taking pictures of them and posting them to the world. Because then they show up on CNN.com with all these other, they're saying, we need to be proud of these women. No, we need to shame their terrible decision-making. I don't give a shit that they're fat and with scars showing. I don't care about that. I'm blaming the process. This is not okay. Hashtag me too, because I saw a uterus go flying out of a C-section scar. Come on. Stop. No one wants to see your stretch marks. We know you're a mom. Jesus. Insensitive? You better believe it's insensitive. It's the truth. Do not post pictures of yourself until you look like J-Lo. Damn it. Thank you to BK Guns and Stuff. They're like a husband and wife. They're both gunsmith. They're in Saranac, Michigan. I've got a contingency of Saranac shit kickers. They are JM Synthetics and BK Guns and Stuff. BK Guns and Stuff, they refurbish, they clean, they custom build firepower for you. They specialize in gun transfers as well. Get to their website by going to mine. It's actually a Facebook page. Click on the BK Guns and Stuff logo at ericzaneshow.com. Take you right to their page. Show you what they do. There's a contact for them. And reach out to them for whatever you need. Great mom and pop business. Thank you, BK Guns and Stuff. Riverbend Body Shop online at riverbendauto.com. I might be over there today to get Madison's car looked at after that hit-and-run incident. It seems like everybody in my family had a hit-and-run incident. Oh, no, actually, Madison's wasn't a hit-and-run incident. That's why we were able to get it taken care of. Head over to Riverbend Body Shop, Lake Michigan Drive, just east of Wilson. Pull in, say, hey, I need an estimate, and off you go. No time flat. They give you the take some pictures, and then you're in business. Riverbend Body Shop and fixing cars for going on 70 years now. Another great mom and pop business. Their website is riverbendbodyshop.com. Please, please, please mention my name that you heard about them on this podcast. And that goes for all of the sponsors. If you do business with any of the sponsors, they're all listeners of the show. So please let them know that their money is well spent. Thank you so much. I got gun school coming up just around the corner. CPL training. If you want to carry a pistol concealed, you got to take the class. And the next class is coming up. Let's see. Where's the month of March? March 7th. That's a Saturday. In beautiful Holland Township, Michigan. To sign up for Steve Prince's class, just click on the Prince Army logo at ericzaneshow.com. It'll take you right to his Facebook page. And, in fact, I link it up in the show notes of the podcast. And you can follow along. Of course, not everybody listens to the audio podcast. Some of you do it via the visual element, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. But everything is included. If you catch something on this podcast while you're watching it, go to the downloaded form of it, and all the links are there. Again, I cannot stress enough, if you are a watcher of the podcast on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, would you please subscribe to the Eric Zane Show audio podcast? I don't care if they show up and then you delete them all, but I need you to subscribe to it. That is so important. They'll show up every day, and then you might make a habit out of that too, listening on any of the stuff that you missed to fill in the blanks. But please, and the best way to subscribe, quickest way is just going online to ericzaneshow.com, either on your desktop, laptop, or your mobile. Click on free podcast, click subscribe, and then any one of the badges that are there. Could be Apple Podcasts, CastBox, whatever it shakes out to. There's also an RSS link there for some of you people who know what this is. You can copy it and put it in any podcast app that I'm not on. It's very easy. Too often people click and they click on the wrong thing. And instead of continuing to click, they send me an email. What am I doing wrong? I go, I don't know. Just root around. You'll figure it out. Just go on there. You'll answer your own question. I used to do that all the time. What's happening? I don't know how to fix this. Well, the internet's your friend. You'll be able to figure out. You'll get it. Just trust your instincts, Luke. All right. I want to end with this. The Grand Rapids Drive basketball team, who I have a game today at 11 o'clock. Last week, they Hold on a second. I got to make sure I loaded this sound in. I don't think I did. Okay, hang on. You might be like, oh, no, here he goes again. He's doing another thing where he can't find his audio. That's true, but all right. But I think I know where it is. So this won't take me long. I know I can handle this one. Last week, the Grand Rapids Drive played a team called the Wisconsin Herd. They're very, very good. They're like the best team in the league. And the Drive lost last week in Grand Rapids. And, boy, it was a great game, but Milwaukee's really, really good. So then over the weekend, the Drive go to Milwaukee, and the Drive are really good too. And they win in Milwaukee. Now, in the game, the Drive were down like 20 points headed into the fourth quarter, so everybody's thinking that the Herd are going to win again. But no, the Drive came back. Now, the coach of the Herd is a guy named Chase Buford, and he seemed normal when he was in Grand Rapids. Seemed like a polite, affable guy. He didn't swear or anything like that. He didn't carry on. I suspected nothing weird from the coach of the Wisconsin Herd, Chase Buford. But that was probably because they won last Wednesday. Over the weekend, I told you about that game that the Drive came back and won in Wisconsin. Well, Chase Buford, he went crazy. Hilarious moment. Strong press conference. They put a camera in front of him, and he went after the refs. He starts blaming the refs, saying the refs are shit. Listen to this guy, Chase Buford.
The officiating definitely went right for Grand Rapids. That was as unprofessional as a officiating performance. And I hope you tweet this out and tag the league because that was embarrassing. Matt Rafferty is a clown. That being said, we have to be so much better.
That was Matt Rafferty is a fucking clown. So then he blames the ref, and then he says, but we got to play harder too.
That being said, we have to be so much better at the end of games. We can't blow a 21-point lead with 12 minutes to go. However bad and biased and unfair and illegal and cheating the referees are.
Shut up.
We have to be better.
This guy thinks that in the G League, the officials are cheating him. You stupid son of a bitch. All the officials in the G League are trying to do is get out of the G League, you dumbass, and be refs in the NBA. So are you telling me that you think they're going to cheat you and be illegal in the G League? You're full of shit. What a stupid thing to say.
Unfair and illegal and cheating the referees are. We have to be better closing games. And so that's the way I feel.
Oh, man. And you should have seen it. I'll link it up in the show notes. His hair, his hair was like all sideways. You know, I'd been pulling his hair out. He was all bummed out. What an asshole. I didn't see it coming. He seemed like a decent enough guy. Get a pizza from Franco's Pizza. My God, today they're open. They got a weird set of hours. They are open Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, they go see Jesus. Monday, they prep. Franco's Pizza at francosgr.com. They got a full menu at francosgr.com. Pizza and stromboli, specials, subs, appetizers, salads, dinner, all there. God, that sounds good. Stromboli. Damn it. It's been too long since I had a stromboli. Subs. Looking at the menu. Oh, my God. A pizza sub for $4. Pepperoni and cheese. Oh, man. Very affordably priced. Big menu, too. Check it out at francosgr.com. They are awesome. Open for lunch, open for dinner. I believe they open at 11 a.m. today. They close at 1:30, and then they're open again for dinner at 4:30 on into the night. Call them 616-361-7307. Not to mention A&D Cleaning. The world-famous Amy Porter wants to clean your house. Of course, a West Michigan-based business. Another great mom-and-pop business that is supplying the Eric Zane Show with the support. If you need more information about A&D Cleaning, go to ericzaneshow.com, click on the A&D logo in the lower sponsor scroll to take you to their Facebook page, which does need a makeover, Denny. God, let me do it. But their phone number is there, and you can check them out, and they will give you, Amy will give you an estimate for A&D Cleaning. Thank you so much to them for being part of the Eric Zane Show podcast. All right, That's it. Put a fork in me. I am done. Basketball going on at 11 o'clock, and then after that finishes up, I'll come back here and do the Patreon bonus podcast for you. As always, patronize the sponsors. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of those things. Subscribe to the free podcast. If you can throw me 5 stars too, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Talk to you down the road. Bye-bye.